Hi and welcome to Sterling Report. With a focus on efficiencies and cost reduction, the City of Sterling Heights and Shelby Township recently entered into an interlocal agreement to share building inspectors.
Good.
The agreement allows either community to request personnel assistance to conduct building, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, and plan review services for one another in an as-needed basis, at no cost. The approved agreement between both communities is currently limited to building department services. However, this creates additional opportunities for future consideration. Sterling Heights Mayor Richard Notte is proud that Sterling Heights is expanding efforts to bring the best possible services to residents at the lowest cost.
And this really ties in three communities, Sterling Heights, Shelby, and Rochester Hills. All three of us have the same agreement now, and it's really a big plus for our residents, for our building departments and administration, and it's nice working with these communities, and we do a great job. And really, service sharing is what it's all about nowadays. And we applaud Shelby Township, Rochester Hills, and appreciate their cooperation in this endeavor.
Shelby Township Supervisor Rick STATHAKIS sees service sharing agreements between communities as a benefit to residents throughout the region.
Anytime we have two communities signing an agreement for sharing of services, it's very, very important. Only because in terms of efficiency, it's going to be now a cashless transaction. When we need help, we don't have to go out and hire somebody. We can borrow from them and they can borrow from us. And you know, anytime we can creatively get together and figure out a way to do business with fewer people, it's going to help all the communities involved.
As a founding member of the Macomb Area Community for Regional Opportunities, or MACRO, Sterling Heights has been on the cutting edge of service sharing.
Sterling Heights started MACRO, I think, 2011, and we have about 11 communities in MACRO, and MACRO is all about regional collaboration, doing things like this, service sharing, and it's really all about saving money.
Those in charge of buying goods and services for governmental bodies recently met at the Sterling Inn to help ensure the best use of tax dollars. The Michigan Public Purchasing Officers Association, or MPPOA, provides support to any public employee with purchasing responsibilities by offering education, networking, and scholarships for further training. The MPPOA held a reverse trade fair at the Sterling Inn, which was also their main fundraiser used to support their scholarship program. Rebecca Cook, Commodities Division Director with the state of Michigan, explains the nature of a reverse trade fair.
This is actually the largest reverse trade fair in the state where local vendors can meet the public officials or buyers from their community. So we have over 30 different levels of government or educational institutions represented here today, so we can explain to local vendors how they can do business with us.
A wide variety of vendors were able to meet with purchasing representatives from all levels of governmental agencies.
Definitely a little bit of everything. It could be an IT vendor, someone who sells toilet paper or cars, or someone who does professional consulting services. Government buys a wide variety, and so we would like to get to know the vendors in our community.
Public entities have strict guidelines and procedures when it comes to purchasing goods and services.
Government has policies and procedures for how we spend taxpayer money, and so we put a lot of emphasis on having a very consistent process that's open, transparent, publicly posting bids so that any local vendor can compete. So this is our opportunity to explain to all of our local vendors how our processes work and how we publish bids, how they can find those bids, and bid for government work.
The Sterling Heights Parks and Recreation Department provided residents with an opportunity to enjoy some Irish music ahead of St. Patrick's Day.
So long ago and far away, but nothing can compare. And my heart's tonight in Ireland, in the sweet county Clare. those nights in 6 Mile Bridge, when the songs and music flowed. When it came to closing time, they turned the lights down low.
Today we have our annual Blackthorn concert. We're fortunate to have Blackthorn come and play the Dodge Park Recreation Center every year as part of our Coffee House concert series. This year, due to popular demand, we had them in for 2 shows. So right now it's 3:30 show. We have another show at 6 o'clock, allowing more people to see Blackthorn than ever before on a yearly basis. It's great having activities like this. It's great use of our building. There's also an opportunity to bring our community together for a nice event and showcase some of our activities in our department to people who don't live in Sterling Heights. We have a number of people from surrounding communities and people even further away that travel to see these guys play.
The capacity crowd was treated to great music, plus coffee provided by Starbucks and cookies provided by Dooley's Irish Tavern. Parks and Recreation Manager KARL LANGLOIS explains how providing concerts is all part of creating a community for Sterling Heights residents to enjoy.
Parks and Recreation and leisure time takes on many forms. So as most people know, we have a great music in the park concert series in the summertime. So this is one way that we kind of get people amped up and ready to get ready for the warmer months with the concerts outside. It gets people to start thinking spring, and of course with Blackthorn we kind of celebrate St. Patrick's Day as well.
Wild mescaleros, I heard someone say, in the deadliest ambush near El Santa Fe, and the young buck was taken, wrapped up in a coat, and inside the lining, the 10-shilling note.
The Sterling Heights Community Foundation recently held its annual meeting to award funding to local organizations and review the accomplishments of the past year. During the annual meeting, Community Foundation Board of Directors highlighted the many accomplishments made in 2013 and also made several grant presentations to worthy community organizations, including Sterling Fest, Dodge Park 5K Run, and the Macomb Science Olympiad. Michelle Murphy, Community Foundation Executive Director, is proud of the Foundation's many achievements in 2013.
2013 was a really wonderful year for the Foundation. We've experienced a great deal of growth. We were able to reach out and support activities in the cultural sector by supporting the DIA Inside Out program. We had a family art night. We took senior citizens to the DIA for guided tours, all free of charge. And we were really pleased with what we were able to do culturally within the city. Educationally, we continued our scholarship program. We awarded over $11,000 in scholarships to students, and that program does continue to grow. And we also threw our first signature benefit, and we had our Puttin' on the Ritz on November 22nd. It was very well attended with over 500 attendees and 33 sponsors. So we've really been happy with the growth that we've experienced, and we look forward to 2014.
The Foundation also acknowledged past and present members for all of their charitable work within the community. Foundation President KARL explains how the Foundation impacts the community as a whole.
We try to put into place programs, activities, enhancements to the community that reach the breadth and the depth of the Sterling Heights community. There is always something for everybody, whether we touch the library, whether we touch the Senior Citizen Center, whether we touch the parks with the playscapes or picnic shelters. So we're mindful of the youth of our community too, where we sponsor Teen Fest and the recreational aspects and the health aspects of our community, where we sponsor the Dodge Park runs and what have you. So we try to do a little bit of something for everyone. And I think if you go around the community, there's evidence visible of that.
Executive Director Murphy strongly encourages investment from the public, as all funding raised goes to providing an excellent community for the residents of Sterling Heights.
The Community Foundation is really your foundation. We are very interested in enhancing the quality of life in Sterling Heights for virtually every segment of the community. So it really is in your backyard. What you invest in is right here in your community. It's something you can reach out, touch, feel, experience, and it really doesn't get more personal than that. We're always looking for resident support. There are so many ways, from buying a brick paver to making a donation to one of our current endowment funds, to starting your own specialized named endowment fund, and even volunteering at events. We're always looking for new people and energy, and we welcome that.
More information on the Community Foundation can be found at sterlingheightscommunityfoundation.org. Well, that wraps up this edition of Sterling Report. There's several new legally speakings and a getting to know your neighbor coming up in the near future. Keep an eye out and check your program schedule for when those shows air. Until next time, take care.